1. Multinational company, MNC. A multinational company, MNC, refers to an organization that operates in more than one country. Typically, these companies have a strong presence in their home country and also maintain subsidiaries, branches, or offices in other nations. The primary goal of an MNC is to gain access to international markets, capitalize on cheaper labor, and harness global resources. MNCs usually take on a central, global management structure but adapt their products, marketing, and even operational methods to suit the local market conditions. This flexibility is critical because different countries have distinct consumer behaviors, regulations, and economic conditions. One of the most famous examples of MNCs is Coca-Cola, which operates in over 200 countries. The company manages to retain a global brand image while localizing its products and marketing campaigns to cater to diverse tastes. Another example is Toyota, which has manufacturing plants across several countries, adapting to local demand while maintaining consistent product quality worldwide. The advantage of being a multinational company is that it allows firms to diversify risks by operating in multiple markets. If one region experiences economic downturns, the company can still rely on other regions for stability. However, running a multinational company also presents challenges. These challenges include navigating complex legal regulations, currency fluctuations, cultural differences, and managing a geographically dispersed workforce. Additionally, MNCs must be mindful of global competition, as companies from other parts of the world may be vying for the same markets. 2. Joint venture, JV. A joint venture, JV, is a business arrangement where two or more companies collaborate to create a new entity or business project. Each party contributes resources, capital, or expertise, and shares in the risks, profits, and losses associated with the venture. Unlike mergers or acquisitions, a joint venture typically allows the companies involved to retain their independence and control over their existing operations. JVs are particularly popular when companies wish to enter foreign markets, especially in regions where they have limited knowledge or where the market conditions are difficult to navigate. By forming a joint venture with a local company, an international company can leverage the local partner's market knowledge, existing networks, and regulatory expertise. This is especially useful in countries with complex laws and business practices that might be challenging for a foreign company to understand. A well-known example of a joint venture is the partnership between Sony and Ericsson to form Sony Ericsson, a mobile phone manufacturer. Sony brought its consumer electronics expertise, while Ericsson contributed its telecommunications technology. By collaborating, both companies were able to combine their strengths and create a product that appealed to a broader market. The advantages of a joint venture include shared risks, access to new technologies, and local market expertise. However, managing a JV can also be tricky. Differences in business cultures, management styles, or strategic goals can create conflicts. Additionally, sharing profits and decision-making can sometimes lead to slower responses to market changes compared to independent operations. 3. Licensing. Licensing is a business arrangement in which a company, the licensor, grants another company, the licensee, the right to use its intellectual property, such as trademarks, patents, or technologies, under specific conditions. In exchange, the licensee typically pays the licensor an upfront fee and/or ongoing royalties based on the sales generated from using the licensed material. Licensing is a particularly attractive model for companies seeking to expand their reach without bearing the high costs associated with manufacturing or marketing in new territories. Through licensing agreements, companies can quickly introduce their products into new markets without investing heavily in infrastructure or local operations. The licensee gains access to valuable intellectual property or established brand recognition, which can lead to greater sales opportunities. A classic example of licensing is Disney, which licenses its characters and intellectual property to various manufacturers of toys, clothing, and even amusement parks. These products benefit from the established appeal of Disney characters while the company earns royalties from each product sold. While licensing can provide substantial benefits, it also carries some risks for the licensor. These include the potential for brand dilution, as the licensor has less control over how its product is marketed and sold by licensees. The licensee may also fail to maintain the quality standards expected by the licensor, which can negatively impact the brand. 4. Franchising. Franchising is a business model where a company, the franchisor, grants the right to individuals or other companies, franchisees, to operate a business under its brand and system. The franchisee operates the business using the franchisor's brand, business model, and support systems. In return, the franchisee typically pays an initial franchise fee, as well as ongoing royalties based on sales. Franchising is especially attractive to entrepreneurs because it allows them to run a business with a proven model. For the franchisor, it provides an opportunity for rapid expansion with limited capital expenditure. The franchisee benefits from the franchisor's established brand reputation, marketing expertise, and operational systems, while the franchisor gains revenue from franchise fees and royalties. A widely recognized example of franchising is McDonald's, which operates over 40,000 locations globally, many of which are franchises. Each franchisee operates their own McDonald's restaurant under strict guidelines set by the company, ensuring a consistent experience for customers across the world. Franchising offers several advantages. For franchisees, the risk of failure is lower since they're operating a business with an established brand and a well-defined operational framework. For franchisors, franchising provides a way to expand quickly and profitably without directly managing each location. However, franchisors must be vigilant in ensuring that franchisees adhere to the brand standards, as one poorly managed franchise can negatively impact the entire brand. The key to a successful franchise operation is finding the right balance between maintaining brand consistency and allowing franchisees the autonomy to adapt to local market needs. This model can be highly successful, but it requires careful oversight and management.